Probably.
Permission to go.
So happy we have this totally natural learning environment. Okay. So Casey, what you're looking for is the general learning, and then
Right now,
zoom in on individuals learning.
No, don't actually zoom with the video.
I'm not going to.
Okay. So, all right. So much focus. This is awesome. Okay.
Just pretend.
Wow, Rabbi. Whoa. Wow, really?
Okay. What now? So the first step that I'm going to ask you guys to think about and to challenge you is that while it's very, very easy for us all to understand why a child should have independence from their parents, what I want you to do is really think and try your hardest to imagine yourself as a parent and how difficult it is for a parent to understand that. How truly difficult that is. Right? Because think of a parent from that original moment, right? Because when all of our parents see us, they don't see a 17-year-old or a whatever 25-year-old with feelings and anger and passion and right, a life. They see that little ball of cells rolling down the fallopian tube, right? So what is the first thing I want you to think about is, what is the relationship that a parent has with a fetus? Not a child. What is the relationship that a parent has with an unborn child?
It's the same thing. Expectance.
What feelings do you think that a parent has?
It's an extension of the person. Feels
right.
She feels completely.
Just an extension, right? Something that they have to take care of. Something that leads to a happy expectation, good feelings. What else? Okay, impatience. Maybe nervousness.
Love.
But distill that love, right?
It's about feeling.
A parent, right? A parent.
All join hands.
Does a parent love their fetus the same way that they love their child?
No. Aren't two the same thing?
Really think about it. What do you think is the difference between the love that a parent feels for their unborn child, and the love that a parent feels for their child that's been born?
It's probably a lot more.
Because they can grasp what
You see. It's a physical thing more than just
okay, it's more tangible. Does anyone ever feel like they have an interaction with their parents where they don't necessarily feel loved?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Has anyone ever had their parents get angry at them or upset at them about something?
No, that's no.
Totally not.
So do you think that a parent ever feels more or less love for a child? Or more or less, sorry, I don't mean love, I mean conscious affection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If a parent has a vision for their child, and then the child isn't at that moment living up to that vision, it's more difficult to have conscious affection. And the reverse. Right? How much do you think a parent loves their child on the day of that child's wedding, for instance?
Amazing.
Right. Where they're seeing their child live the dream that they wanted them to live.
Yeah.
Right? Or they see their child be successful at what the child wants to be successful at. How amazing do you think that is? But if a parent has a child that's just like smoking on the couch and still living in his mom's basement at 27, how do you think that feels for the parent?
Terrible.
That they failed. Right. Even though they love the child, but it's much harder to have overt affection. Now, does that affection vary the same way when a child is? Does that affection vary the same way before the child is born?
No.
Think about it in your head.
Nancy, what are you doing?
Has a fetus done anything for the parent to make the parent love it?
Nancy,
No.
It's just there, right? It's just a ball of cells. So let's distill. Right. Love, number one. Love, number two. Love number one is going to be something that a parent feels for their child forever and always. And that love carries on from the moment of conception until the last day of the parent's life. The second love is going to be what I'm going to call overt love.
Oh, hell yeah.
right? Or clearly perceived love. And that's the love that a parent's going to feel for their child on the days that the child lives up to their expectation. Okay? So, give me examples of let's say, because we're all in this room raised in Orthodox homes, what is an example of a time that a parent would feel love number 2 for their child in an Orthodox home?
What's love number 2?
Love number 2 is the overt love that a parent feels because their child does something that makes them happy.
Goes to shul wearing a hat and jacket.
Okay?
And the white shirt and black pants.
Closes their
Suit
eyes
on-
when they see
on
me.
Friday night.
Oily nose.
No. That no was to Shuey. I'm just here. I have absolutely no comment on this.
Okay. What else? Ellie?
Learning and minding by
Get more of me, get more of me.
Saying it over the Shabbos table.
It's all exactly that.
If you answer questions.
It's gonna be lit.
Cranberry nigga.
the Shabbos.
Cranberry.
Why?
Cranberry.
Ah.
Summer
Zombie.
Squad. Summer Squad.
Cranberry
something?
sauce.
Something?
Thursday. Thursday.
Stop, honestly.
Picks up an elder across the street.
What? They don't want honesty?
There's probably not going to be any audio. It's just going to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
but
what's love number
Bears
1?
go like.
What's love
you
number
see
1?
that video.
Responsibility, connection.
What is okay? And that's where we are responsibility. Nissy, why does the aviator love his rose?
What?
Why does the aviator love his rose?
Because she needs him.
Right? Because he has cared for her, because he's taken responsibility for her, he is now bound to her. Right? So a parent is bound.
He tamed the nigga.
What?
He tamed the nigga.
Right. Because right, a parent is bound. Your parents are bound to you because they're responsible for you. At the end of the day, no one's going to take care of you more than your parents. Right? What else? What else?
Garbage can.
Pick up your trash.
Chewy, what other feelings do you think you or any parent would feel for a fetus, for an unborn child?
Shoot, you have this one hair. So it's demonstrated.
When do I not have that one here, Yanni?
Ellie,
I can hear you.
so respond, because I'm trying to talk to you.
Got it.
What feelings would a parent feel for an unborn child?
That was 2.
Shut up! What's that?
Just carry it.
Don't get Yoni, he's out of thing. Here, get me.
Zombie.
Connection.
Yeah, what kind of they're all connections. Everything on board.
Mayor, Yoni, what feelings would a parent feel for an unborn child?
What did I say before?
I mean the middle of the word.
Impatience.
Impatience, anticipation.
Anticipation, not impatience.
Pregnancy.
Do any of these feelings go away after the child is born?
Yeah.
Of these 5 that
stays,
listen.
hope stays, caring stays, connection stays, and anticipation stays.
No.
Right.
They're just greater.
They develop, and they're right, they do become more refined, but and at the end of the day, they're all there forever. So these loves can fluctuate, but these essential things are the same thing felt by a parent from the day of conception until the last day that the parent gets to see their child. So when we look at the relationship between parent and child, we always need to have almost these 2 sets of glasses on. We have to have love 1 and love 2. Right? Why does a father continue, if the son isn't provoking any of the love number 2s, why would the father continue helping his kid?
Because he still has
Since
Right.
day one.
Right, because he still has all these love number 1s. Those can never go away. Right? So the father's almost stuck with that relationship. Now, based on that,
even know.
It's super meta.
In chapter 2 of the Tanya, we learn that your soul is a piece of God, literally. What does that mean? How can something be a piece of God? And isn't God's presence everywhere? I mean, isn't God in a table, in a chair, in the mountains, in the birds? We feel the presence of God everywhere.
Unstraight his colors.
So what does it mean that your soul has a particular window to God?
He's sitting on the toilet.
So in chapter 2, the Tanya tries to explain this idea to us through the concept of a biological child. What is the difference between other people's children and your children, your biological children? I mean, as human beings, we're all connected with each other. As human beings, we feel each other's pain. As human beings, we love the presence of children. We adore children. So what does it matter whose children they are? The fact that they have a biological connection to you? What difference would that make? But we know it makes a tremendous difference. We know we have a tremendous emotional kinship and a deep connection with the people who we are biologically descended from and those who are descended from us. And that is the analogy that the Tanya brings us in chapter 2. Think of your soul as the child of God, as something which was drawn out of a parent and has a deep, intimate connection, just like you do with your biological parents and your biological children. Of course God is everywhere. Of course God is in the table and chair. But there's a special connection to the soul. And when we're talking about spiritual things, we really can't understand spiritual things. And most of the Tanya teaches through analogy, through symbol. And what we can't explain rationally, and what we can't explain intellectually, we can use symbols to describe and then use our imagination to depict what might be. That's how the Kabbalah works. That's how the Hasidic system works. It's all through symbol. And the symbol for your soul is the biological child.
Now for the next 10 minutes, please open up your Chromebooks. Mayor, that's yours?
Nope.
Garbage Eagle's not yours?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'll switch it out. Alright, and open up your Google Drive. Start a new document.
Are we working groups?
No, not on this one.
Missy, what are you doing?
So freaking immature.
Okay. Now, you are going to spend the next 10 minutes working on a paragraph that I would like you to send to me, share with me. And the topic of the paragraph is what What is the essential relationship between children and parents? What does the relationship between children and parents really boil down to? And remember that this love is going to go both ways. It's not a one-way street, right? Because the same way that a parent will always love their child, a child will always have some kind of connection with their parents. Okay? So what we're going to be exploring here is what is the source of that relationship between children and their parents? Or to put it in more practical, in the terms that we're discussing, what is the essential relationship between the godly soul and God?
Missy, are you sane?
We're asking the question, what is it that connects the Nefesh Elokis to Hashem?
What's that phone they always use?
How are you doing, Missy?
He's high.
Why are you doing that, Izzy? It's not a good... font is this? Oh, it's Bree Sarah.
What is that? What is the essential thing? What is the main thing that connects a student, a child and
my screen,
the parent? Do you see what you understand what it's supposed to? Or are you just thinking?
Thank you.
Alright, now this is more of a thinking exercise than a writing exercise in that it will take time to really compose like a really solid thought. So what I suggest is if you feel like you need it, take the time to really think first, and then you can start writing. At least
started from different accounts.
Okay. See, I'm buying you a typewriter. How are things going?
I just shared.
Hmm?
And then why is it going on? Oh no.
It's a tough question.
It's like it's nature though. We want to reproduce. That's
Well, okay, so, well, let's talk from a totally evolutionary perspective. Theoretically, the reason I want the idea of me reproducing in my head is reproducing a child that follows in my image, right? If it's just a need for the human